to know what the company is doing to preserve the State Forest Reserve, which has been a source of raw materials to them. But after a tour of the company's facilities, including a tissue culture and seedling center, where the company is culturing 3 different varieties of wood seedling with a target to regenerate 3 million trees by 2024, Governor Obaseki felt a partnership with them will multiply these efforts and speed up the state reforestation campaign.
With what I've seen today, their plan is by 2024 they'll have about 3 million seedlings of various varieties of trees, of forest products for us to work with. We are having a workshop with them and the entire industry on Thursday. And since we now know that they have the capacity, clearly we're going to collaborate with them more. We want to break the world record in tree planting in Edo State. So now that we know that they have the capacity to do 3 million trees, we will push that capacity to at least 10 and see how we can grow at least 1 million trees a year in this state over the next 10 years. And then that way we'll have had the kind of forest cover that we need.
The partnership on this project will take effect immediately and all stakeholders will be carried along.
The partnering has started. That's why I didn't come alone to visit. I came with the various associations of sawmillers, timber merchants, timber transporters, the entire chain, for them to join me to see what is going on here and the potentials. So the partnering has started. They are all here with us. And when we sit down in a workshop to review the next steps, at least everybody understands each other's capacity, and then the discussions and conversations will be easier and we will yield results faster, instead of us talking across purposes.
The director of the company, Mr. Huang, assured they will always sustain its corporate social responsibilities, especially as it concerns forest preservation.
Number one, once we are doing, we make sure everything to be legal. For any reason, if it's not illegal, we just grab it. And the number two, as you already see, from the seedling and from all the processes, we have a very professional team, okay, and also very professional workshop here. We want to make sure all our plan can be continuous and a success, okay? And the number three, for what we are going to do is not only for our company. We are going to do is for all the people involved and also for the communities to pay back to Edo State.
The workshop where the conversation about the partnership will begin is expected to hold on Thursday, May 10th, 2021. Chinedu Ekeja, KUFM News.
To other stories, former Chief of Staff to President Goodluck Jonathan, Chief Mike Ogiadome, hailed Nigerian judiciary for allowing justice prevail in the last cases brought against Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, which ended in Supreme Court last month. He said the judiciary has proven itself again not to be a tool by political interest to truncate the will of the majority. Chief Ogiadome was speaking addressing party leaders at an enlarged Edo North People's Democratic Party's leaders meeting held in Auchi, Edo State.
Let me, on your behalf, congratulate His Excellency the Governor and His Excellency the Deputy Governor, and indeed Edo people, for being able to traverse the course of the judiciary during this period of very frivolous, time-wasting, diversionary court cases that were instituted by people who do not mean well for Edo State. We have been able to cross that ladder, and the coast is very clear. I also want to congratulate the judiciary, even more than I congratulate the governor and the deputy, because the judiciary has managed to rescue itself. Today, we are now referring to the judiciary as a good arbiter, doing what it's supposed to do. Because in the runoff of all those issues, no sensible man could see why we were in court. It was not there. But for some strange reason, people were in court, and they kept telling us that they are going to use the experience in another state where the most unexpected became reality. But the judiciary was able to rescue itself in the case of Edo. So congratulations to the judiciary.
He called on leaders and supporters of PDP in the state to sheathe their sword and support the governor to enable him implement his visions for the people of the state. And elsewhere, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Ibrahim Mohammed, has warned the newly inaugurated Chief Judge of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Justice Salisu Abdullahi, against engaging in acts capable of belittling the office. The CJN particularly cautioned Justice Abdullahi against engaging in acts of vendetta, abuse of office, wrong application of the law and oath of office, among others. Justice Mohammed spoke in Abuja on Monday while swearing in Justice Abdullahi as a substantive Chief Judge of the High Court of the FCT. He replaces Justice Ishaq Bello, who retired on 5th of January 2021. Justice Abdullahi has been on acting capacity since then. The CJN, who attributed the delay in swearing in Justice Abdullahi as a substantive Chief Judge of the FCT to the ongoing strike by a member of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSON, regretted the impact of the strike on court activities. Family members of 3 students of Enya Secondary School, recently empowered by Barrister Olaiwola Afolabi, have appreciated the legal luminary for his humanitarian gestures. They were in Olaiwola Afolabi's chambers on Monday upon invitation of the benefactor. Our correspondent reports that each family, Nosahai Wadiai reports that each family smiled home with a bag of rice and other items courtesy of the lawyer. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of 2 new senior aides for the office of the First Lady. According to a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, on Monday, President Buhari approved the appointment of Rukayatu Gunrin to replace Hajo Sani as senior special assistant to the President on Administration and Women Affairs in the office of the First Lady. Also, the President approved the appointment of the personal physician to the First Lady, Mohamed Abdurrahman, as senior special assistant to the President on Health and Development Partners in the office of the First Lady. The federal government has met with some of the top envoys of various diplomatic missions in Nigeria. The meeting held at the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. Envoys present at the meeting included those of Canada, the United States, the European Union, the United Kingdom, and the Republic of Ireland. The meeting was occasioned by the recent Twitter ban and the envoys' reaction to the indefinite suspension of the microblogging platform. Speaking after the meeting, Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema said they had a fruitful deliberation and reviewed the situation. And according to the minister, security concerns of President Muhammadu Buhari and the steps taken to address them were tabled. Onyema said the government acknowledges the role social media plays and it swings positively and negatively. He stressed that the negative aspect has dire consequences and can threaten the unity of the country. The minister further said these concerns have brought about the strong steps taken by the president to maintain the nation's unity. On his part, the U.S. Ambassador Mary Beth Leonard, who spoke on behalf of other envoys, said they want to see Nigeria succeed, and while the challenges could be frightening, they are not insurmountable. Family members of 3 students of Enya Secondary School, recently empowered by Barrister Olaiwola Afolabi, has appreciated the legal luminary for his humanitarian gestures. They were in Olaiwola Afolabi's chambers on Monday upon invitation of the benefactor. Our correspondent Nosahai Wadiai reports that each family smiled home with a bag of rice and other items courtesy of the lawyer.
On Friday, 4th of June 2021, a Notary Public of Nigeria, Olaiwola Afolabi Esquire, gave 50,000 naira each to 3 students of Enya Secondary School as part of its annual scholarship to indigent students in Edo State. The families of the students were hosted on Monday at the lawyer's palatial law firm in Benin City, and each family, as well as the school principal, was given a bag of rice in fulfillment of his promise on Friday. The students, principal, and 3 indigents of Enya community were given clothing materials to sew suits courtesy of Afolabi Esquire. The beneficiaries were full of appreciation to the benefactor Olaiwola Afolabi for his continuous support to indigent students and others. The benefiting students said they were overwhelmed by the lawyer's gestures.
My name is Suga Agbosanwese. I'm a SS1A of Enya Secondary School. Mr. Afolabi came to our school on Friday and gave me 50,000 naira. And when we came today, gave us bag of rice, he hosted us and gave us material to sew.
My name is Eboje Destiny, JS2, a student of Inya Secondary School. I'm so grateful to thank him. God will bless him and protect his family.
My name is Sigioji. I'm a student of Inya Secondary School. I pray that God will issue blessing in Jesus' name. Amen.
The human rights lawyer said the selection of the students for the empowerment was carried out by the authorities of the school in collaboration with the Palace of the Enoge of Enyai. His Royal Highness Osazugwa
Somebody also helped me. I wouldn't have been a lawyer now because when I got admission to read law, I lost my father. Somebody also helped me. That's from my own decision that I must also help people. I get them 3,000 each. That's 1,000. I also get them a bag of rice each. Also get them soup material. So that they too, by the time they become somebody, they too, they will also help somebody. You can't do anything in life except somebody will help you. You must be helped by somebody. It doesn't mean you must have too much money. There are people that have more money than one, but the help and do little you can, so the world will be better.
A lawyer in the chambers of Olaiwola Afolabi, Abenigo Enyanwuli, concluded the session this way.
That advice Afolabi has sown something in your life, you also have to sow into the life of others. And God will also help us that the life we live, people around us will feel the impact. God bless you.
Nusahai Wadia, KUFM News.
And now talking politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Monday said the newly created polling unit will be published next week ahead of the commencement of Continuous Voters Education Registration, CVR. INEC had undertaken the task to expand existing polling units across the country to boost voters' access to polling centers to reduce apathy during elections. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu made the disclosure during the presentation of fire engine to the Commission by the Federal Fire Service in Abuja. And according to Yakubu, the Commission accomplished the task for the first time in 25 years. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has announced the immediate suspension of tinted vehicle windscreens in Nigeria. The IGP announced this on Monday during a meeting with senior police officers, including commissioners and deputy inspector generals from across the state. While making the announcement, he reiterated that roadblocks remain prohibited in the country and warned that heads of commands must enforce it and key into the road patrol strategy as an alternative to roadblocks. Coming up in a moment on our business news, onion traders threaten supply cuts to South. Details in a moment.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business, the gains and the losses, the bulls and bears, the rise and falls, the risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
The Association of Onion Producers, Processors and Marketers of Nigeria has threatened to cut supply to the South-South and the Southwest. This comes weeks after they cut supply of onions to the Southeast. The association said its members will today stop supplying onions unless the government meets its conditions. According to the association, 4.5 billion worth of onions and properties were destroyed by suspected hoodlums across the 18 states in the 3 regions of the South. National President of the association, Aliyu Isa, announced the immediate supply cuts in Sokoto during a chat with reporters after the association's emergency meeting in its office. He called on governors to urgently collaborate with the federal government to raise a committee to look into the root causes of the numerous attacks on their members. They are also calling on the state and federal government to restore law and order in the states. The onion traders appeal to the people of the southern part of Nigeria to live with the Hausa community in peace, as saying they are only there for their lawful business. And that's it on business. And now in sports, Edo State Deputy Governor Comrade Philip Shoaibu laments insecurity of Bendel Insurance players. Details in a moment.
Welcome to sports. Edo State government is threatening to pull out the state-owned Bendel Insurance football team out of the ongoing Nigerian National NNL season if the management of the league cannot guarantee safety and security for players and officials of the team during their away matches. Deputy Governor Comrade Philip Shaibu gave the threat when he hosted players of the team after their return from Ikane, Ogun State for their Week 21 game where they were assaulted. Comrade Shaibu noted that this assault was the second time this season after a previous one in the game against Holy Arrows of Abo, where the match was abandoned. The Deputy Governor also called for the banning of Remo Stars as well as the referee who officiated the game, Mr. Igwe Godwin, to serve as deterrents to other teams.
A third time. The first one was against Holy Arrows this season. This is the second one. We will not wait to the third one. This one, we already have some of our players being injured and officials seriously injured. We are lucky to have recovered the captain. As at 12 midnight yesterday, we didn't know the whereabouts of the captain until this morning.
Earlier recounting the incident, media officer of the team, Kehinde Osagede, noted that the referee was not fair to the visiting team throughout the game before a red card was given against the visitors at the end of the game, which led to the home fans invading the pitch and inflicting various degrees of injuries on them.
So the trouble started from there. Before we knew it, other fans all rushed to the field and encroached, descended on us, started chasing us with sticks, stones, the iron rod and all. Some of our players were now jumping through the fence to escape. Even me, one of their team managers, I swear, also came to me, seized my 2 phones. In fact, he settled down to delete all that I recorded concerning the trouble there.
It could be recalled that players and officials of Bendel Insurance were also victims of similar attack in Abo on the 9th of May this year when Holy Arrows hosted them. And that's it here from the Sports Desk. Thanks for listening. I am Chijindu Vitora. Good morning.
And that's the news. Well, before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. On the news this morning, we told you that Edo State government is targeting 10 million trees in 10 years to regrow depleted reserve. Reps threaten to sanction governor of CBN and others. And finally, on Newsdawn this morning, INEC to publish newly created polling units next week. KUFM's Newsdawn was produced by Nusahai Owadiai. I am Godslove Orlando, saying thanks for listening and good morning.
92.7 KUFM.
Yes, I won it. Oh my gosh, guys.